The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hello 9th standard children. So again I am going to begin a fresh topic today. As I told you in the last class, it is about neutralization and about neutral salts. The salts that are neither acidic nor basic, but they are neutral in nature. But before that, let me wish you all a very, very happy Christmas. Christmas brings, the word itself brings a lot of joy and happiness to our mind, isn't it? We can just visualize Santa Claus and the gifts that he brings along with him. So, festivals always give us immense happiness. Celebrations are part of life, though big or small. Make each day a big celebration in our life by being honest, true, committed, dedicated, and being passionate towards what you are doing. Studies is also an integral part of your life now, being a student. Of course, we all are students. Every day is a learning process for us. But I am just focusing on the academics portion now, academics part now. It's not about getting full marks everywhere. It's not that only a student who gets good marks is very good. No. Each person is unique and each person has his or her own talent. We may have different talents, different hobbies, but whatever we are gifted with, we should pursue our hobby and try to explore our talent. Never shut the doors to opportunities and ideas, okay? Be alert, be active, and as I always say, wake up early, meditate, take care of your health, not just physical, but mental and social health also. Okay, so today I'm going to start with a new topic. Not a new topic, you have studied it last year, that is neutralization. What is neutralization? If you remember, the process have taught you last year. It is acid plus alkali gives salt plus water. What is neutralization? Neutralization is acid plus alkali gives salt and water. Now have a look at the board. So neutralization process is where we require an acid and an alkali. They together combine or they undergo reaction to form a salt which is neutral in nature, and along with that we get water. That means this salt will neither have the acidic properties nor the alkaline properties. It will be totally new salt. It will be neutral in nature, neutral in character. Understood? Now the best example for that is, which is given in the book. Hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide, we get sodium chloride and water. How do we get this? Sodium and chlorine combines to form sodium chloride, and this H and this OH combines to form water. So to get a salt, we need a positive ion and a negative ion, isn't it? This salt will have a positive ion and a negative ion. Now which is the positive ion in this? It is sodium, Na plus. And which is the negative ion? Cl minus, that is chloride ion. So this salt has a positive ion and a negative ion. It must be balanced. If there is 1 plus, there will be only 1 minus. Here if there are 2 plus, then here also it should be 2 minus. Only then we can get a neutral salt. So once again I tell you, neutralization is the process in which an acid and an alkali combines to form salt and water. And the example given in the book is sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid, we get sodium chloride and water. In a neutral salt, there will be a positive ion and a negative ion. Now, the most notable feature is always the positive ions are written first and then the negative ions. Neutralization, neutral salt ഉണ്ടാവുമ്പോൾ neutral salt ആദ്യം positive ion ആണ് എഴുതുക and then the negative ion. So the second notable fact is that first I told you we have to write the positive ion. Now that means metals will come first. In most of the cases, in the case of neutral salt, metals will be first because they are positive. They donate electrons. You might have studied, you have studied in periodic table the trends, isn't it? Metals are electropositive because they donate electrons. So metals, they are positive in charge because they give out electrons. These metals are followed by non-metals because they accept electrons. So in the case of neutralization, we get a neutral salt where positive ion is written first and the negative ion is written after that. That means metals will come first, followed by non-metals in the case of a neutral salt. Go to the experiment portion that is given, neutralization. They have shown a figure. Have a look at that figure. Now in that figure, children, can you see a long burette that is called as a burette? In that burette, there is a small pipe attached at the bottom, near to the bottom portion. Then we can see a conical flask. See the figure, children? So children, this is just a simple diagram of what is shown in the book. So this is called as a burette, glass burette. It is calibrated. That means 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It is marked like that. Okay. Then this is a conical flask. This is called as a conical flask. Now this flask we have to take 20 ml of sodium hydroxide. This is an alkali. With the help of a pipette, that is just as you drink juice with the help of a straw, here you don't have to drink it, okay. There is a glass just like a straw. We have to take in, keep the pipette in our mouth and dip it in sodium hydroxide, and nearly when it becomes 20 ml, you have to stop. You will learn about this in the higher classes. So with the help of a pipette, take 20 ml of sodium hydroxide. To this we have to add 2 drops of phenolphthalein. What will happen? When we add phenolphthalein, this is acid-base indicator. When 2 drops of phenolphthalein is added to sodium hydroxide, it turns pink in color. When this is added to an alkali, the alkali turns pink. First it was colorless. After adding phenolphthalein, now it has become dark pink in color. From this we understood that this is alkaline. We already know it, but this is an acid-base indicator. So now this is pink color sodium hydroxide, okay? This contains phenolphthalein also. This contains hydrochloric acid. Now what happens? Open the pipe slowly. Drop by drop, hydrochloric acid will start falling into this conical flask. We have to keep stirring the flask. What happens? When hydrochloric acid starts falling into this flask, not all of a sudden, okay, it has to be done slowly. This pipe has to be opened and care has to be taken to see that it falls dropwise. So drops start falling. We can notice that this pink color, it starts to fade. ആദ്യം ഡാർക്ക് ആയിരുന്നു, പിന്നെ അത് ലൈറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് മാറി. Understood? So why did it turn light in color? What is happening there? Here, this contains OH minus ion, isn't it? Because of the presence of OH minus ion, it turned pink in color. Now, when HCl is added, H plus is getting into this and it is neutralizing the OH minus ions slowly. Now, just for the sake of understanding, I'll tell you. Now, suppose there are 50 OH minus ions in this. Okay, so drop wise, suppose 20 drops have entered. Out of this, 20 drops will be neutralized. Now 30 more are to be neutralized. So few more drops will fall. And then you can see that this color completely turns colorless. First it will be dark, then gradually the color starts to fade. And at one point of time, with the last drop falling into this, the solution becomes colorless. So we have to be very careful while carrying out this neutralization. All of a sudden this pipe can't be opened. Slowly, drop wise, HCl has to fall. The color was initially dark pink. Slowly when drops start falling, it starts becoming, the color starts to fade, light pink out. പിന്നെ ഒരു ഡ്രോപ്പ് ഇടുമ്പോൾ ലൈറ്റ് പിങ്ക് പോയിട്ട് മെല്ലെ കളർലെസ് ആവണം. ആ ഡ്രോപ്പിൽ we have to close it. So from there we will get an idea how many drops or how much ml was needed. The quantity, we will come to know the amount of hydrochloric acid that was required to completely neutralize this. Completely neutralize ആയി എങ്ങനെ അറിയാം? First it was pink, then the point at which, the drop at which this solution turns colorless, we have to note the amount. It can be 25 or 20 or 30, depends upon the concentration. Okay, if this is a dilute solution, we need more hydrochloric acid. But if this is concentrated hydrochloric acid, what happens? Only few drops is enough to neutralize this OH minus ion. Okay, so now what has happened? When the last drop came in, it turned colorless. We have to note that quantity. That point is called when all the OH minus ion in this is neutralized by the H plus in hydrochloric acid. That means sodium hydroxide was neutralized by hydrochloric acid to get a new salt, that is NaCl, sodium chloride. When all the OH minus ion in the alkali was neutralized by hydrochloric acid, we get water and the Cl from this reacts with sodium to form sodium chloride. So you just have to understand that when acid combines with alkali, there reaches a point when a neutral salt is formed. And which is that point? When this solution turns completely colorless. So that is when this solution turns colorless, that means neutralization is achieved. It is no more sodium hydroxide. Now we have sodium chloride in this and water. Clear? So that neutral salt is neutral in nature. It will be neither acidic nor basic. Is it clear? Now my question is, now this is neutralized. If I add again sodium hydroxide to this, what will happen? Again sodium hydroxide, that is only neutral salt. Now it is more alkaline. So phenolphthalein, it is already there, so it will turn pink in color. Is it clear? Solution colorless ആയി. പിന്നെ ടീച്ചർ സോഡിയം ഹൈഡ്രോക്സൈഡ് ഒഴിക്കുമ്പോൾ എന്തായി? ഇപ്പോൾ ആൽക്കലി അല്ലേ കൂടുതൽ. Alkali kududalaayal, phenolphthalein was already there, it will turn pink in color. Clear? It depends, the concentration will decide how much HCl we need. If it is dilute, we need more HCl. If it is concentrated, few drops are enough to neutralize sodium hydroxide. Clear? Okay, the definition given in the book. Acid and alkali react with each other to nullify their individual properties. Such chemical reactions are called neutralization reactions. I have already told you the meaning of nullify. Acid ne alkali nullify cheyum. Alkali ne acid nullify cheyum. Okay. So both get nullified and we get a neutral salt. So from this you have to understand that acid plus alkali, when they react, when they undergo combination, we get a salt, and when they undergo a reaction we get salt and water. So this is NaOH plus HCl, we get NaCl plus water. NaOH plus HCl, we get NaCl plus water. Form of charge, this is Na plus OH minus H plus Cl minus. Now what happens? This H plus and this OH minus combines to form water, and here we get Na plus and Cl minus. Now this is the explanation with the charges over it. Positive ion, this is negative ion. Positive combines with negative to get neutral salt, and this positive and negative combines to get water. Okay. So neutralization is a process in which acid and alkali react with each other to form salt and water. So again I will tell you, in the case of a neutral salt, first the positive ion is written and then the negative ion. That means first metal part will be written first and the non-metals later. So this metal part we always get from alkali, isn't it? Because alkalis are metallic hydroxides, I have told you. So in the case of a neutral salt, the first is positive ion, and that we will always get from alkali, and this second negative ion we will always get from the acid portion. So this you must be thorough. Only then you can go forward, because now there are many more tables. Unless you know this, you can't go forward. So this is positive, then negative, positive always written first, and that we get from an alkali. Negative we will always get from the acid. So they will give you the name of a salt. They will ask you to write the acid and alkali from which it is formed. So now I come to that portion. Okay. Now this is an alkali and this is an acid, isn't it? This is an alkali because it is metallic hydroxide, and this is an acid, and this is the salt and then water. Now in the case of acid reacting with alkali, we get a salt. Now just have a look, this is a positive ion and then this is a negative ion. Always positive is written first and then the negative ion. So this positive has come from this alkali and this negative ion has come from the acid. That you must understand. Positive ion in the case of a neutral salt comes from an alkali, and this negative comes from an acid. Now there is a table. You have to identify the salts given in the table and find out the acids and alkalis required. So the name of the first salt is magnesium chloride. The chemical formula is given MgCl2. Now that is the salt, isn't it? So the acid portion, Cl will automatically come from hydrochloric acid, and Mg, that is the first positive ion, will come from an alkali, that is magnesium hydroxide. Now we will try the second one. Now the second one is calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate, the chemical formula is CaSO4. Now just have a look here, children. This is the salt given. You should understand this thoroughly. Now I told you positive ion, they always come from alkali. So this is a neutral salt. For this salt, to get this salt we need an alkali and an acid. Now this is the alkali portion. So the alkali will be calcium hydroxide and the acid will be H2SO4. Clear? Only then we can get this salt, positive and negative, and this is the water. So answer for acid is H2SO4. For alkali you have to write calcium hydroxide. Clear? Now the third one, aluminium sulfate. Aluminium sulfate, the formula given is Al2SO4 thrice. Now I told you this is a positive ion and this is a negative ion. This negative will always come from the acid. So if it is SO4, the acid is H2SO4. and alkali, this is the positive portion. So this along with aluminium hydroxide. This is the formula for aluminium hydroxide, AlOH thrice. Okay, now comes the next one, sodium nitrate. This is positive, this is negative. Negative comes from an acid, NO3, that means HNO3. This is nitric acid. This is a base, Na, we will get from an alkali, NaOH. This is the answer. Next one, potassium phosphate, K3PO4. So this is non-metal. This portion is the negative ion and this is the positive ion. So I said the negative ion will always come from the acid part. So the acid here is H3PO4, that is phosphoric acid, and this is the positive ion. This is the positive ion, and that we get from a base called potassium hydroxide. Clear? Okay, now you should know the acids very well. This is sulfuric acid, this is nitric acid, and this is phosphoric acid. There is one more acid, that is HCl. So, a salt in the tannal, you should be able to write the acid and the alkali. Now, PO4 in the kandal acid you have to write as H3PO4. This is the positive ion, and this you get from the alkali. So KOH here, AlOH thrice, Na, that is NaOH. Now this is the negative portion. This is belonging to the acid. SO4 means H2SO4, NO3 means HNO3. Again I am repeating, in the case of a neutral salt, the first positive ion part comes from the base or an alkali, and the negative ion, in the case of a salt, the negative ion comes from the acid portion. So this is acid portion and this is the alkali. Okay, acid plus alkali, we get salt and water. I hope now it is clear. So children, remember, in the case of a neutral salt, if the neutral salt is given, you should know immediately, for a neutral salt to happen, there must be an alkali and an acid. Acid and alkali together, if they combine, we get a salt and water. These salts are neutral, so we need an acid and an alkali. So acid, negative ion ഏതാണെന്ന് നോക്കുക, അതിൻ്റെ അനുസരിച്ചിട്ട് വേണം ആസിഡ് എഴുതുക. ആൽക്കലി കിട്ടാൻ പോസിറ്റീവ് അയോൺ ഏതാണോ അതിൻ്റെ കൂടെ OH ചേർത്ത്. Now here you might have noticed, here there are 3 OH, here only 1. So for that, now we move on to the next table, and I am telling you this is very, very important. All the 9th standard children must enter this table in the file, and don't think that your job is done once you enter it into the file. No, you have to study it well, thoroughly. I never advise children to by heart, but in this case, if you by heart, it will be good for you, because this is very, very important in the coming years also. Okay, so I will read out what is given in the table. This table you have to write. They are given the names of some positive ions and the symbols. I'll read out the positive ions first. Potassium ion, symbol is K+. Then zinc ion, Zn2+. Ferrous ion, it is Fe2+. Ferric is Fe3+. Cuprous ion, it is Cu+. Cupric ion, it is Cu2+. Ammonium ion is NH4+. And manganese ion is Mn2+. All these are positive ions. Now, next is name of negative ions and the symbols. First, hydroxide ion, you know it is OH minus. Carbonate ion, CO3 2-. Bicarbonate ion, it is HCO3-. Nitrate ion, NO3-. Sulfate ion, SO4 2-. Bisulfate ion, HSO4-. Phosphate ion, PO4 3-. Dihydrogen phosphate ion is H2PO4-. If you know the positive ions and the negative ions, you can write the chemical formula of that salt. Okay, now I move on to the next table where they are given the name of the salt, chemical formula is given, positive ion and the negative ion is given. The first two are done for you. First is sodium chloride, chemical formula is NaCl, positive ion is Na plus and the negative ion is Cl minus. Now the second one, magnesium sulfate, MgSO4 is the chemical formula. So MgSO4 ൽ Mg ആദ്യമാണെങ്കിൽ അത് പോസിറ്റീവ് അയോൺ ആണ്, Mg2 പ്ലസ് SO4 പിന്നെയാണ് എഴുതിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ SO4 is negative ion and there you have to write SO4 2 minus. Now the next one is calcium carbonate. The formula given is CaCO3. Now here the positive ion will be Ca2 plus and the negative ion you can refer to the previous table. Carbonate ion, the symbol is CO3 2 minus. Okay, next is, as you can write your own, you can write calcium sulfate. So next one you can write as calcium sulfate. The formula is CaSO4. Two vacant salts are given there. You can write anything of your own choice, but I will tell you it is calcium sulfate. So the formula will be CaSO4. Now the positive ion again will be Ca2 plus and the negative ion will be SO4 2 minus. Clear? Again next one, magnesium carbonate. It is MgCO3. So again positive ion is Mg2 plus and the negative ion, carbonate ion is CO3 2 minus. So positive ion ആദ്യം എഴുതുക, നെഗറ്റീവ് അയോൺസ് പിന്നെ എഴുതിയാൽ മതി. പോസിറ്റീവ് അയോൺസ് എവിടുന്നാ കിട്ടുക? ആൽക്കലിന്ന്. നെഗറ്റീവ് അയോൺസ് എവിടുന്നാ കിട്ടുക? ആസിഡ്. So if it is SO4, you should know it is H2SO4, there is sulfuric acid. CO3 ആണെങ്കിൽ carbonic acid, H2CO3. NO3 ആണെങ്കിൽ HNO3, nitric acid. Is it clear? Okay. Now I moved, just have a look here. Name of the salt is calcium sulfate. This is the chemical formula. Calcium 2 plus, sulfate 2 minus. So to get a salt, we need the equal number of charges. If there are 2 plus ions, here we must have 2 minus ions. If it is plus, there only 1 minus. If there are 2 plus, we need 2 minus. Okay, so you will know that the salts are electrically neutral. The sum of the charge of the positive ions and negative ions in a salt will be 0. I shall explain this to you with the help of one example. Now this is sodium chloride. This is a neutral salt. This is plus Na plus and this is Cl minus. This is 1 plus and this is 1 minus. രണ്ടും കൂടെ 1 plus ആണെങ്കിൽ 1 minus. The sum must be 0. In the case of a neutral salt, they are always electrically neutral also. The charges, if we add the charges, it must be 0. Plus 2 ൻ്റെ കൂടെ minus 2 ചേർന്നാലല്ലേ 0 കിട്ടുള്ളൂ. Plus 3 യുടെ കൂടെ minus 3. Plus 4 ൻ്റെ കൂടെ minus 4. So here if the positive ion has plus 2 charge, negative must have minus 2. Only then we can have neutral salts. Is it clear? Okay. Now I go to the next step. That is the method of writing the chemical formula. What is given in the book? Let me go through the first example. The first one is magnesium phosphate. How can we write the chemical formula of magnesium phosphate? For that, you have to refer to the previous table. Magnesium has 2 plus charge. Magnesium, we always write it as Mg2 plus and phosphate as PO4 3 minus. Now children, are the charges equal? This is plus 2, but here there are 3 minus. Now how to write the chemical formula of the salt? For that, there are 3 steps. I'll read it out for you one by one. While writing the chemical formula, first write the symbol of the positive ion and then the symbol of the negative ion. Magnesium phosphate ആണ് എക്സാമ്പിൾ വെച്ചാൽ ആദ്യം ഫോസ്ഫേറ്റ് അല്ല എഴുതുക, ആദ്യം എഴുതേണ്ടത് പോസിറ്റീവ് അയോൺ. സോ ഹിയർ ഇൻ ദ കേസ് ഓഫ് മാഗ്നീഷ്യം ഫോസ്ഫേറ്റ് this is a positive ion and this is a negative ion. Second step, write the numbers indicating the charge of each ion as subscripts after interchanging them. Write the numbers indicating the charge of each ion as subscripts after interchanging them. Now I have taught you valency before. Teacher valency പഠിപ്പിച്ചപ്പോൾ അതേപോലെ ആദ്യം മുകളിൽ എഴുതാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, പിന്നെ അതിനെ താഴെ സബ്സ്ക്രിപ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. So now what will happen after interchanging? Now don't consider the plus and the minus charge. Just write the numbers as subscripts. Interchange. That means 2 will come here. Again, if you want, you can rewrite. So 2 will come over here and 3 over here. So now how you will write the formula? The formula will be, how will you write the formula of magnesium phosphate? So first it was 2 that will come here below PO4 as subscript. This 3 will come as subscript here. Interchange, we have to interchange, and now we have to write this as Mg3PO4 twice. This is the formula for magnesium phosphate. Now the second example given in the book is magnesium carbonate. How will you write the formula for magnesium carbonate? First, write the positive one, magnesium. Carbonate again has CO3, 2 minus. So we have to interchange. Again after interchange, it will come here again and this 2 again here. Now I told you if there is common, we have to take the HCF and then simply write magnesium carbonate. Random 2, 2 ആണെങ്കിൽ HCF എടുത്താൽ രണ്ടും പോയി കിട്ടും. അപ്പോൾ MgCO3 എന്ന് എഴുതുക. Clear? 2, 4 ആണെങ്കിൽ this will become 1 and this will become 2. Okay, so don't get confused. Chloride, calcium chloride. So how will you write the formula for calcium chloride? Calcium is a positive ion, so it is Ca2 plus. Chloride, it is Cl minus. അപ്പോൾ ആദ്യം പോസിറ്റീവ് എഴുതുക, പിന്നെ നെഗറ്റീവ്. This is the first step. Now the second step is interchange. So what will happen? This 2 will come below Cl and this 1 will come here. So now it will be Ca1 and Cl. This 2 will come here. So it is CaCl2. This 1 can be ignored. If it is 1 as subscript, you can ignore it. This you have learned already in the valency portion. So the same way you have to write the chemical formula. Okay. Write down the positive ion, then the negative ion, interchange the subscripts. 2 will come below Cl, this 1 will come below Ca. So the formula for calcium chloride is CaCl2. You can try to do this on your own, okay? Ammonium sulfate. This is a positive ion, so I'll write it here, NH4 plus. Sulfate, it is SO4, 2 minus. No need to panic. You are learning all this for the first time. I told you, you have to be thorough with that table. That table has to be entered in the file. Remember all the 9th standard children. Positive ion, negative ion table has to be entered. Be thorough. Unless you are thorough, you can't deduce the chemical formula. So first is write the positive ion, then the negative ion, then interchange the numbers as, so what will happen? Write it again. This 1 will come here and this 2 will come here. So what is the formula? NH4 twice SO4. This 1 can be ignored. NH4 twice SO4. Is it clear? Ammonium sulfate. Now the next table given in the book is about the uses of salts. Many salts, chemical name and the chemical formula is given and the uses are given. It is a very easy table. I shall discuss this table and the letters as a portion in my next class. It's only because I don't want you to confuse. So today I taught you about neutralization. Neutralization means acid plus alkali, we get salt and water. Now, while writing a salt, first the positive ion is written and then the negative ion. ഈ പോസിറ്റീവ് അയോൺ എവിടെ നിന്നാണ് കിട്ടുക? എപ്പോഴും ആൽക്കലി എന്നാണ് കിട്ടുക. ഈ നെഗറ്റീവ് അയോൺ എവിടെ നിന്നാണ് കിട്ടുക? ഓൾവേസ് ഫ്രം ദി ആസിഡ്. സോ നൗ ദിസ് ഈസ് Cl. സോ Cl എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇമ്മീഡിയറ്റ്ലി HCl എന്നാണ് നിങ്ങളുടെ ബുദ്ധിയിൽ വരേണ്ടത്. SO4 ആയിരുന്നെങ്കിലോ H2SO4, NO3 ആണെങ്കിൽ HNO3. സോ പോസിറ്റീവ് അയോൺ വി ഗെറ്റ് ഫ്രം ആൽക്കലി. ആൽക്കലി പറഞ്ഞാൽ OH ആണെന്ന് ഓർത്ത് വെക്കണം. ഓൾവേസ് പോസിറ്റീവ് അയോൺസ് വി ഗെറ്റ് ഫ്രം ആൽക്കലി, ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് OH ഉണ്ടാവും. സോ സോഡിയം ഹൈഡ്രോക്സൈഡ്. Cl ഇസ് എ നെഗറ്റീവ് അയോൺ, ആസിഡ് നിന്ന് കിട്ടും. അപ്പോൾ ആസിഡിൽ എപ്പോഴും H അല്ലേ? Okay, so acid plus alkali we get salt and water, positive first, negative afterwards. Then I told you about that table, very important table, and then I discussed about the calculation, not the calculation, how to write the chemical formula of a salt. For that we have to know the positive ion, negative ion and the charges. To know the charges, be thorough with that table. And how to write the chemical formula? Write the positive ion first, negative ion later. Subscripts have to be written as subscripts after interchanging. പോസിറ്റീവ് അയോണിൻ്റെ മേലെ എന്താണോ ചാർജ് അത് നെഗറ്റീവിൻ്റെ താഴെ പോകും. നെഗറ്റീവിൻ്റെ മേലെ എന്താണോ അത് പോസിറ്റീവിൻ്റെ താഴെ വരും. And then you get the chemical formula. I hope I am clear. If you have any doubts, you can call me. So next class, the remaining portion is only one table and lattices. So that's all from me. Again, I wish you all a very, very happy Christmas. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.